that it fits in with the area and it will be a much better situation than the existing building.
The existing building coming down?
We don't know, he doesn't own the existing building. The existing building is its own business one also, it's a pre-existing non-conforming use.
We currently have 3 gas stations, not 2.
We only have 2 zonings for gas stations. The 2 industrial, 1 zonings in the village that I see. You do have more than that in gas stations, those become pre-existing non-conforming.
Track gas station. One by Madison.
So if that was closed,
It would not be able to be built. And the only district that permits auto body, auto repair is an industrial zoning district within the zoning code.
Can you just explain what the 2 minor changes?
The minor change was, what we're trying to do, under the industrial 1 zoning, the required setbacks are quite different than what's required within the downtown business area, which we have. What we've tried to do, is we're asking for variances, and I can have this. Because of the way the zoning code was written with the industrial 1 district, nobody contemplated it being within a downtown business area. So we have tried to conform it to what the downtown business district requires, which is setbacks of 10-foot maximum, 10-foot maximum off of the front, so that the building is up at the front property line, and that all the parking would be behind the building. So this is going to require a variance based on the zoning, but not on the location of it. We are asking for a variance, we're going to be asking for a variance of a required area is 20,000 square feet. For an industrial one, we have 17,032 square feet, so there's a minor variance on the size of the lot. We're also asking for a second front yard variance, setback variance from 30 foot to 15 foot. And then we're also asking for a side yard variance from 25 foot to 10 foot. All of those variants we're asking for conform to any building that's going to be built within the downtown business.
Chuck, just so you're aware, and people are aware too, if the board grants, well, if you have the public hearing, people will be able to comment. Whatever the board's decision is, you have to then seek those variances from the zoning board.
That's correct.
Anybody got any questions?
What is the address of the location they want to put this at?
Yeah, so, yeah, you can say, what is the address?
This is actually, you know where Unicorn Motors is? Right next door.
402 Neighborhood Road. Which is actually by location at the corner of Woodside and Neighborhood.
Yeah, at this point, we'll open it up to public comment. If anybody would like to speak, if you could just sign your cards, please, and state your name and address.
And Chuck, you'll be able to get it all back up.
Let me do the film.
Hi guys. I just have a couple questions, Bob. Just as far as the zoning, the industrial zoning. So the other property is zoned industrial, so in essence, we're gonna have 2 car repair shops on that piece of property there, is that correct? So what happens to the front part that's not Bob's? Isn't that what you're saying, that the front part that's?
That's entirely up to the owner of the property.
But it's industrial 1 now.
no.
His is not, his is B2. So or B1, so that whole area is B1, is what you're saying?
Everything within the downtown area is B1, yes.
It is. My only comment, and it's gonna be for both projects, and that is, with what's going on with the New York State Rising Reconstruction Project, working on a comprehensive plan for Mascot Beach and Smith Point and Shirley. I think that there should kind of be a moratorium on anything that would be this, this would actually really change the complexion. I mean, I understand what it is now, but if we're trying to think into the future and we're trying to do comprehensive planning for the future, and what we're talking about in these committee meetings is making Neighborhood Road a main street and a vital downtown area, I'm not sure making it industrial and having car repair shops is, what they've been telling us at these meetings is maybe we should be locating an industrial area on Mastic Road as well as offices up there. So, and concentrating and zoning Mastic Beach Road to be a business, revitalized downtown, Main Street area, which to me, a Main Street area doesn't have 4 body shops within, I think, less than a quarter mile. So I think that this, and I understand that these guys need to get on with their lives, and I appreciate that, and I think they're both, good business guys. I like you both. I like Gabe. I like Bob. I think they're great businesses. I think they're great community people. I just think that if we're making a comprehensive plan, I think we would be really doing our community an injustice by going ahead and zoning this right now, when we're in the middle of trying to do some really well-considered planning that will go into the future for decades to come.
Okay, thank you for your input.
Can you turn it on, please?
So, I just would like to say that I am in favor of zone change, since the neighboring parcel already serves the purpose of industrial purpose, right? So this is like only extending the industrial part of Mastic Beach neighborhood road, and I don't see really negative impact, especially if all the variances will be kept for business, right? Like as Chuck said. And actually I see positive part of it, because we need businesses to survive here, and they are big part of our revenue. And village actually cannot afford to lose another business. And I believe the new building which will be built will have, will conform village architectural style, and will add value to add visual value. Okay, I'm done. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for your comment.
Frank Gabriello. Again, I like the guys too, but drive around, how many gas stations, repair shops we have, go up to the other end of Mastic Road and see how well they take care and put the cars away. They're in the street, right? And it's gonna be that. And even if he builds this whole new thing and he decides in 5 years, he's gonna quit, and he gives it to a slob in the middle of Mastic Road, we got that business. And what can be in an industrial? What other businesses?
Almost anything.
Almost anything, junkyard, oil dump, I mean, you can have anything there. And once you open the door, you can't close it. As Brian will tell you, Patchogue would love to fix South Patchogue. They can't. It's a slum, and it'll stay a slum for 25 years. And you can't go backwards. These are zoning changes. These aren't variances. These aren't, we'll let Carmichael do it, but nobody else. He can turn around and sell it tomorrow. And the same thing with Gabe. Everybody can, this is forever. And it's really, we don't need 30 repair shops. I mean, really, at some point, it's gotta stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay, Frank.
Any other comments? I'd like to make a motion to close this. Okay.
I just want to clarify one, this cannot be used for just about anything. According to the new zoning code, it's only for an automobile repair shop, an automobile service station, a motor vehicle, washing business or structure, sale, distribution, dispense of any goods, wares, merchandise, automobiles, and a mini storage facility. Those are the only things that the industrial is permitted to do within the village of Massapequa. Just want to clarify that.
Okay, thanks. All right, I'll accept the motion to close the public hearing.
Oh, no, you won't.
Bob, you'll be building this from scratch, so this is going to be a major amount of money going into this project, is that correct?
Yeah.
So the chances of you picking up and leaving in a couple of years is probably rather slim, isn't it? And you've been a member of this community and in business in this community without problems for how many years? And apparently you want to stay here. Well, I think that's great.
Thank you, Jim. All right, we're gonna, can you come up and say something?
See, it's friend against friend. Me and Frank agree. Go figure.
Maybe I can speak a little bit louder. I've been a resident here since November '76, my family's here. A question of with industrial go over into the business of Bobby and his family and all. I live right down the road. The impact of being an industrial section right there, I'm not against it, but with my house, when I do sell it, it will have an impact of, having an industrial thing right down the road from me. I could walk to where Bobby's planning to, advance his future business there. I'm just concerned that my property value is going down if it's within earshot of the industrial thing that he's planning to do. He's an excellent businessman. I give my word to that. I've known him for many years. The thing is, my property value might go down because of, it being so close to an industrial thing. I could wake up, maybe hear the noise or something like that. That's really no problem with that, but people who do come in, that's one of the things they look at, good to have a nice neighborhood and not too much of a business, with noise and cars and everything going on. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, sir. Okay, this time I'd like to accept the motion to close the public comment motion.
Second.
All in favor?
And we have a reserve decision.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to reserve the decision and, second? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Second up, Gabe? You're on.
Who's the handsome boy with? Oh, I don't know.
Okay, this, next one is, the address of this one is 427 Neighborhood Road. It's actually, where Village Hall sits right now.
That's scary. You know, you're gonna have to help me figure out how to get the shit in there. The not the tall one. Yeah, not the guy with the gray hair.
Good evening. My name is Chris Albino. I work at Harold Gebhardt Architect, Lindenhurst, New York. I myself live in Ridge, Brookhaven Town, but I've done a lot of work. I'm 45 years old, and I've done a lot of work in Mastic. Over 20 years I've been with Harold Gebhardt. I am also involved in raising some houses here in Mastic. I gotta tell you that I don't know of any oil dumps in Mastic, and I've noticed that in the last 20 to 30 years, Mastic's just getting nicer and nicer. Mastic Beach, this whole area is just getting better and better. No one walks around. And South Patchogue, that is actually improving, slowly but surely. They took down the theater. I imagine work all over Long Island, Manhattan, all over the place. It is getting better. Patchogue's looking great, and so is Mastic Beach, and everything's just getting better and better. I don't hear anyone saying, oh, this is an industrial zone. People don't usually deem, when they see a repair shop, they don't call that industrial, they call it a repair shop. And if they need their car, their car fixed or anything, that's where they go. And that's a legitimate business, just like Advanced Auto Parts or CVS, or getting your car an oil change. So auto repairs, we have a lot of cars and we need auto repair shops. And I don't think there's any problem with that. Gabe's been doing business for 23 years over at Gabe's Auto. He wants to move across the street. The building is gonna look really great. We've got a rendering here of the building. We're looking to rezone. It's already, right now, that I think you're all aware that it is the town hall or the building department. We're gonna keep that little, clean it up a little bit, put a new window in that little portion in the front, so when you walk in, you have a little spot to walk in, and then in the back, we're gonna have 3 bays, nice bays. If I can hold this up for a second, if that's possible. It's gonna look really nice there. And right now, there's equipment there now being stored, and there'll be a couple of cars there, because cars are being worked on, but that's normal. And I think, everyone knows Gabe. So, what we're looking to do is clean the site up, make it really nice, make the building a little bit bigger, and continue a business that's been thriving for 23 years, and continue bringing Mastic up, and Mastic Beach, and making it better and better. And it is getting better. I mean, I've noticed it, and I'm sure everyone here noticed it, otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to open up public comment. Again, if anybody would like to speak.
All these people are going first.
Yeah, just sign the card, sir. Sign the card, then state your name. Can you sign the card, state your name, sir?
Yes, there is. I was looking on that.
Pencil. It's mine. I didn't take the last one. My own pencil.
Oh, great.
Can you hear me? All right. I've been living here for more than 10 years. And I first of all moved in here. I focusing here as a quite nice residential neighborhood. But however, if this place is going to change into industry, that means this place is going to have a lot of noise, a lot of dust, a lot of people, a lot of cars moving around, and there's no more peace, no more quiet. However, gentleman here just mentioned it's a car repair shop. However, if that's one car repair shop opening here, it's going to be have maybe 10, 20 or a lot more. So industry, that means it's no longer quiet. My opinion is no to the industry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments, sir.
Can I have a photo, please?
So what is that?
Yeah, the speakers, if you can, when you state your name also, the address where you live.
How you doing? My name is Jason Rising. I live directly behind the property where Gabe wants to put this new place. And I can assure you, I mean, already with the village being there, my quality of life went down just with the noise. 5 a.m., twice a week, once a week, I get a roll-off truck. 5 o'clock in the morning, rolling through. I mean, the noise, I don't want to deal with it. I used to have a beautiful backyard to sit and look at, peace and quiet. With new buildings and things going on, this is gonna be probably even worse. He showed a nice picture, and it was beautiful of what it's gonna look like, the neighborhood road. What is it gonna look like out my back door, sitting on my deck? It's gonna be a dump. Cars, you know, greasy, nobody takes care of the back of the building. And that's what I'm gonna have to look at.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Walter Romo. I don't believe that, you know, our town needs so many car repair centers. I think what we have now is enough. I've been living here since 2000, and I watched a lot of things change. I have a 13-year-old son. I really prefer he doesn't have to grow up in an area that looks like New York City. You know, the village is doing a lot of positive for the community, but having another repair center isn't gonna help. We have enough right now. Maybe we can find another location to put these kind of facilities that aren't on such a nice road that the town and the village and the people who pay taxes are trying to renovate for the quality of life for our children, and I'm sure some of us have grandchildren. But to put another car repair center that's going to cause traffic, we don't need in the village. Thank you.
So did you state your address?
Yes, I did. I'm at 63 Parkwood Drive.
Okay, thank you.
Victor Zeleny, 59 Sherwood Drive, Village of Massac Beach. Gabe has been my mechanic for 23 years since he's opened shop. I've had work done by Bobby also, and it's not that we're getting another repair shop. I believe what we were getting is a repair shop that is moving across the street. I believe the owner of Gabe's wants to turn that into a mini mart, something to that effect. I don't believe it's going to become another gas station. So it's going to just be replacing one site to another site. People rely on Gabe. I have a business that relies on my auto. To lose your mechanic is like to lose your butcher. It's like to have to throw out that good pair of shoes, you know, the socks you like, your barber. And Gabe has been an asset to a lot of people in this community, as well as a lot of the civics in this community. He's always been a stand-up guy whenever you've asked him for something. Gabe's going out of his way. You lock your keys in your car in your house, he comes over there, he puts a little thing in the door, pumps it up like a blood pressure. He was able to take the keys out of my car. Now Gabe moves to another town. He goes to Farmingville. I'm stuck. Wait, what have we got? Tow trucks every time we get our cars fixed? He's right around the corner. He doesn't keep a messy yard to begin with. I've been to the man's house. Oh my God, I wish he lived down here. I believe there's gonna be privacy trees to line the property. Keep out the noise, which by the way, the noise you're listening to is a compressor, which being back part of a building you won't even hear. I don't believe, I'm not BOP, I know you live behind it, I'm not in your position, I can't imagine what you're going through. But I know Gabe will do the right thing, and if the man does have problems, and says, I'm sure Gabe will do the responsible thing and try to rectify the situation.
Thanks for your comment.
Frank Cappiello, Freeway Press. And first of all, this is not a personal thing. I mean, I like I mean, they're quality people, they've done a great job in our village, everything. But right now, when you come into our village from Mastic Road, it's gas station, it's gas alley until you get to Wavecrest. There's car repair, oil delivery truck depot, that's how you enter Mastic Beach. Now with these changes, that'll be the entrance from Neighborhood Road. You pass a repair shop, a dentist, and then a repair shop, and a repair shop, and a gas station. That's how you're getting into our village. We're trying to build a village, all right? I know people need gas stations. I use gas stations. I mean, everyone does. But there's gotta be a better place and a better way to do it. I don't know, maybe you can swap properties or something to move them off the main road, but this isn't working. And I know if this stuff, there's other people who would love to have 4 more gas stations. Because it's good money. From a business point of view, fixing cars and gas stations is not a bad business to be in. But you can't cluster it all in one, we're a little, 5 miles, the whole thing. How many do you need? Thank you.
Thanks for your comment, Frank.
Evan Price, 94 Waycrest Drive. Just speaking to the change of zone, you had a zoning commission that was appointed that spent almost a year every single week listening to the public, going through the experts and doing the plan. If this board wants to consider now changing the zoning in the first 2 weeks of actually implementing it, seems extremely irresponsible, and what was the point of doing it? If we're gonna already start that precedence like Brookhaven Town did, that every time an application comes, the village board is just gonna overturn the vision that was set in the zoning. Took a lot of time and a lot of energy to come up with what the people wanted for zoning, and I just feel it'd be extremely irresponsible to start changing it in the first 2 weeks it was implemented. Thanks.
Thanks for the comment.
I'm Amy Schuler, I live at 21 Oakwood Drive, and I've been, I know Bobby, but I've never used the shop, so I don't have any comment. This is the first half of this meeting, so. I can say that I've been working with Gabe since I moved here in '92, and I'm hearing the different comments. I kind of agree with Victor. I think there's only who said about half of what I was going to say. It's not like we're adding another station, and we are trying to build businesses and pick up businesses in this area, and we need that in order to build the residential part of this area. So the businesses being built up is not moving, adding another gas station and a service station. It's moving another service station. One's gonna close, this is gonna open, this is gonna be brand new, this is gonna be clean, it's gonna start out clean, it's gonna have village monitoring, it's not gonna end up to be a service station that stuff is all laying around in the back, because the village enforcement code is very good up on that stuff. People are watching, people are cleaning up, and I know Gabe, as it is now, where he is now, he's not a messy service station person as it is. He's actually gonna be moving across the street, which will eliminate that side being another service station. And the way that the entrance is into the building, it's not like you're staring at it, you're seeing it going sideways. They're going inside the bays. Probably gonna see what we see now. We don't see a lot at Gabe's service station. Cars, you know, all over the place and messes all over the place. And he's very responsible. So I just actually came here just for the purpose of saying that I know how he runs a business, and I'd be happy to see it more across the street. I actually rented that building before. I know all the areas behind it. I mean, I understand that people do live behind it and they're worried about noise. And there are things that can be done about that. I'm sure Gabe would work with you because he doesn't want to see upset neighbors. He won't bring your car there. So I just wanted to say that I think it's a good thing what's going to happen. And the more business building up and development we have here, with a lot of empty stores, we have a lot of empty places. If people would bring those ideas maybe to the Chamber of Commerce, they have ideas to open businesses, that will help the area. It'll help everything in the area if we had more businesses here that people want to come to this area to see and come to the race on Saturday morning, because that would be fun. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy, for your comments.
I'm Morris Berry, 5 Hemlock Drive. I'm gonna just kind of repeat what I said earlier. I think that really what we should be looking at is maybe a different area to do industrial. I think that what Frank has said repeatedly, Capiello, is that if we're gonna do a long-term visioning plan for our village, then you really need a vital downtown. And that has to be shops. I mean, to me, I don't think that having a body repair shop would be as good as having some type of cafes, having some type of smaller restaurants. But we are trying to get sewer systems to try and bring bars, to try and bring a gallery. We're trying to sewer so that we can get businesses down there and we're locked in. I mean, the point Evan makes is so salient is that they spent a year. I mean, these guys, if you go online, and I've done it, if you listen to what they did an incredibly thorough job. And to come back 2 weeks later and start wanting to do things industrial like that, it kind of dismisses all the work they did. And I also think, again, I'm just gonna reassert, New York State Rise and Reconstruction Committee, those expert land planners told us, look at our downtown as a business district and look at putting these other types of businesses not on that main road. So I'm not saying we shouldn't have Gabe's. I think we should. We should have a beautiful car repair shop. I just don't think we should have it there. That's all.
Thanks for your comments, Laura.
Michelle Wilkinson, 191 Washington Drive. I really don't know Gabe at all. I really don't have a problem with unicorns doing their thing, because they're already there. But saying that a repair shop with 1 bay is gonna be the same as a repair shop with 3 bays is ridiculous. I mean, they're gonna have 3 times as many cars, the emissions. If I lived back there and my kids were exposed to all that chemicals, it would really bother me. 1 bay could service a lot less cars at a time than 3. And I just think that we don't need it on Neighborhood Road. When people drive in, I don't think that's what they need to see, a lighthouse, a really pretty lighthouse, and then a bunch of car repair shops. It just reminds me of like Freeport. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle, for your comments.
Come out, Clark, please.
Matt Joy at 317 Jefferson. No, I don't live behind the proposed property change. But I remember people were saying how long they lived in this area. I've been here over 50 years. I remember going down Main Street and every storefront had something in. It's too bad it has to be labeled that way. But to go from 1 to 3, no, Gabe now has 4, and he's gonna go to 3. I don't think, according to the rendition here, it's gonna look so ugly. And when you say you come down Neighborhood Road and you pass 1 repair shop, that's out of the village right now. There's nothing we can do about that. But I don't see a problem with this change. Thank you.
Thanks for your comments, man. Anybody else for the public portion? Any trustees, have any questions?
I see in addressing neighbors' concerns in the back, if this plan is true here, you're actually going to be shortening the usable area
Yes.
that's there now. I mean,
Yeah, and we also have, I believe someone mentioned it as well, buffers. There's gonna be trees put up.
you have nothing on your buffer.
We were just doing the math, and we're probably gonna triple the size of space you have.
On the,
Compared to what we have right now.
Triple the size is not.
No, he's gonna come down. Right now, we're using 150 foot, it's gonna come down to 125. So he's gonna be back, away from the back fence.
Correct. It's actually short.
Yes, that is right.
And it's just gonna be quite a few feet between the back of the building, the north side of the building, to the property line.
That is correct. That is correct. And remember, the bays are not facing the street. The bays are facing.
Beyond.
So I'm above the side.
Do you have a buffer?
Oh, we have a site plan. You have a site plan here? Oh, there it is. Is it right there? Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is, right there. There you go. Sorry.
Can we have clarification on something? Those bays are not gonna be facing the property behind it, they're gonna be facing the property next door to it, is that what's gonna happen?
They're gonna be facing the yard.
They're gonna be facing towards the west, which would be the dentist.
Towards the dentist's office?
Towards the dentist's office, correct.
So there's no bays facing his property?
And we do have some trees going up, and there's a lot of trees in the area now, you know. It's gonna be paved and it's gonna be great.
But you don't own the property that's wooded.
No.
So you don't know what that's gonna be.
fact that there's trees there now doesn't mean anything.
They're there.
They're there now, until someone develops
You're talking about the west.
it to the west, right? But
We're
that-
adding, we're adding vegetation.
I mean, I've only lived here 10 years, but I've never lived anywhere with so many auto repair. You come in, Sal's Auto Repair, it's a mess. That's how you enter our beautiful village. That's on Mastic Road, right across from the handyman. And it's a mess, and I don't care how much code goes there and writes the tickets, it's a mess. Then you've got a truck parked behind the food fence, or, so that's become a parking lot for trucks. Then you've got Roy's, Ron, somebody's body shop, and Stoneman, whatever. This is not going to develop into the community we envision by adding more and more. I love Bobby Carmichael, did a great job on my car. I'd just like to find another piece of property off of our main street. If we're gonna develop Neighborhood Road, we've gotta find a land swap for these guys. And let them stay in our community, but not on it. It's gotta be something like that.
Not adding, but, you know, everybody's saying that Neighborhood Road is a main entrance to the village. Mastic Road is also a main entrance to the village, so, I
And
mean,
it's a mess.
you know, you're moving them from Neighborhood Road,
I
main
don't want
village,
them on
to
Mastic Road.
Mastic Road, it's,
I don't want to make Mastic Road. We have to find property somewhere that isn't going to be our major traffic. People should not drive down, and I don't care how nice the building is, and I don't care how clean Gabe's gonna keep it. He's not gonna be in business for 50 years. Someone else is gonna be there in 20, 25 years, and it could become another South, which we don't seem to have control over with our code.
Yeah, I mean, nothing, I heard someone say something's forever, but nothing's forever. These guys, in 100 years, no one said we were gonna be here, so.
You know.
He's been doing business on Neighborhood Road for 23 years.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So he's not a kid, he's not just starting out, he's
Yeah.
looking towards retirement. Who's gonna take it over after he does? And what's it going to become? Once you rezone it, you're stuck with it. You don't get to unzone it.
Well, you can always rezone. You can rezone and rezone and rezone.
Well,
You
it
can
doesn't
always-
work
you
that
can
way.
always
If he
rezone.
sells his business, it's zoned, you're stuck with it. The point is, the zoning commission did work on the zoning for almost a year. And nobody worked harder than to try to develop this village into something that it hasn't been for a long time. Based on the fact that we wanted to develop it. We're working with the uprising, we're working, the village is working to try to bring businesses here. I don't see how you're gonna bring anyone into this downtown if all you are gas stations and auto repairs. I want good businesses and I want people who are positive residents in this community, but it just can't be auto repair. Whether it's body shops or gas stations or whatever.
All I have to say is this, I've seen Mastic Beach only get better. And if you start kicking people out, someone wants to move their business across the street and you want to get them off the Neighborhood Road, and you start hurting business owners, and you start getting rid of 1, 2, 3 auto repair shops, there's only one left.
You get rid of one.
There's nobody
auto
moving
repair.
across the street. There's
And you're not-
adding across the
and
street.
you're not-
let's try to not do crossfire, please.
You're gonna move them across the street, but you still have a gas station with a bay on the other side. So now you come into up Neighborhood Road, and you get with the 2 auto mechanics, or body shops, or whatever you want. It's still auto repair on both sides of the street. I don't know what the other side's gonna be. Gas station plus what? Another mini mart? Not a positive thing. That's not what we're trying to develop. We're trying to develop a real downtown with restaurants, with boutiques, with anything that people can enjoy the downtown and bring them to our waterfront. That's what the goal was when we started out. I don't see
I
how
don't see
that's
anything
going.
in the restaurant on this site that we're talking about. Or in the site where the bay is now, I don't know where he is now.
Why not? Plenty of-
Sewers in there, they can't not put it in there.
Treatments in there.
Alright. We have,
How about a barber shop over there? I'll go half with anyone who wants to put a nice quiet barber shop over there.
we got 1 more, 2 more, John?
I'm sorry to do this late, but some questions have come up which are very pertinent. One of the ones you're bringing up that there should be a different place for this. One of the problems with the new zoning code, the zoning code has not even zoned the existing uses to remain as they are. They've become non-conforming uses. That's all of the things that you mentioned, you know, and what you were talking about, all the auto body, all the auto repair. The only two that have been rezoned to be that are the two that are downtown here. The zoning code did not address these uses, which we certainly need within the village. So no matter where these were to move within the village, they would need to change the zone, because there are no spots zoned for this use.
Okay, that doesn't mean we would say no to any spot, but neighborhood
Just
road
comment.
doesn't make sense to me, that's all.
Just-
The zone- that's what I
just a
said.
comment.
The zoning commission worked on this for a year, it was open to the public wanted these changes, that's why it was written that way.
I understand, but you have to provide spaces for these kinds of businesses within the village.
That's all we have in Milford. That's all we have in Milford.
You're exaggerating.
I don't think so.
Thanks,
A little bit. A little bit.
Hi, Walter Burmel again, 63 Parkwood Drive. Have any of you seen American Car Care at the corner of Amanda? That's like a parking lot. You know, they got two big oil tanks over there for a few years now because the water table is too high for him to put it up. Those things are hazardous. You know, if kids play, they're gonna get hurt. Those things rolled a couple of times, and Tony had to re-roll them to put them back up. You know, I really don't wanna see another parking lot on a neighborhood road. I mean, that's disgusting. That's not what we want for our children to grow up. And you know, when you have guests and company come over, you don't wanna see that. They're gonna say, oh, you live in an area like that? You know, exactly, it's embarrassing. We all pay taxes, and this isn't what we need again in this town. I have no problem, you know, with anybody wanting to open up a business, but this isn't the right area to reestablish a business like this. Because I'm sure, you know, you guys also see American Car Care. There's like 30 cars sometimes parked in that lot, and he's trying to sell those things. It's like a used parking lot. And it's nauseating. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter, for your comments. No other questions? Board, no questions? Make a motion to close the public portion?
Second. All in favor?
Aye, and we're gonna leave it open for,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Yeah, what we're gonna do is, we got an 8-minute break between now and 7 o'clock, so we'll just, close the meeting. And we're at 7 o'clock.
Second.